tabs, windows, capturing screenshot of a web page, and headless testing. Along with that, we will see what are cookies. Very important concept today, very easy. Handling tabs and windows. Before going to this, let me try to make you understand with one example. Suppose if you opened a website here, suppose you can take, let me try to open one incognito. So this is one window, one browser window. In this, what I am doing, I'm just trying to open some random website. You can take that as Amazon. In the same window, if I click on plus button, it will open a new tab. Very important. Same browser window, same window having tab. Important. So I can say these are having multiple tabs now in the same browser window. And again, what I am doing, again opening incognito. When I again open incognito, you can see two windows have been opened. And each window will have multiple tabs. You can open some website here, and you can also open any website in the new tab. So here my requirement is opening a new browser window like this and switching to this browser window. And in the same browser window, opening a website in the new tab and switching to that new tab. And in the same website, in the same tab, if I am having any link here, what I can do, when I press Control plus right click on the mouse, it will open in the new tab. These are the three different type of actions which I can perform through automation script. Because we don't know, most of the times you will use all the actions on the website in the same browser window in the same tab only. But there may be some requirement where you want to open another tab. You need to open some another website. You need to perform and you need to close this, and you need to come back to the original tab. So this is what some scenarios may be. So if you come those scenarios during your automation, definitely you need to be in a position to handle them. So to make you understand, let me write an automation script. Windows, tabs is different. Try to understand. Handling multiple tabs and windows involves switching between them using switch to method. See, up to now we have discussed frames and alerts, where we have used switch to method. In the same way, for handling tabs and windows, we will use switch to method. How we can use this switch to method? Go to PyCharm, create a directory of data31, and inside data31, let me create a Python file of handle tabs and windows. This is what the thing which I can create as a module. When I say module, it is nothing but .py file. So these are all common. Importing WebDriver, desired capabilities, opening the window, and until unless I give a close or quit command, I don't want to close that browser window, and initializing a driver variable. These are the things which are basically done before writing an automation script. Why I have imported keys? Don't worry, you will get to know in a time. So now my requirement is, I have told you three requirements. This is my first requirement. Opens a new browser window and switching to that new window. Yes, how I can open? For opening, we already have driver.get, and I can specify the URL which I can open. Similarly, another website which I want to open in the new window. This is another website. One is opencard.com, or instead of opencard.com, you can give any website which you want. Instead of Orange HRM, you can give any website which you want. And this is opened in one browser window. I want this particular URL or the website will be opened in another browser window. How I can try to open it in another browser window? To open it in another browser window, you can use switch to driver dot switch to dot new window. So let me try to write it here again. Driver dot switch to dot new window, and in the new window you can specify window. So this is the statement of the command which you want to use if you want to open any website in the new browser window and switching to that new window. Let me try to execute this. You can see this is one browser window which opened opencard.com. This is another browser window which opened orangehrm.com, and my another requirement is it is switched to new window. What is the proof? I can print driver.title to know whether it is really switching to this new window or not. So I can use print of driver.title. Let me execute one more time. If you see here, orangehrm opencard.com. Now, what I am saying to the driver, hey driver, switch to the new browser window. Don't do anything, you just switch to new browser window. Yes, you have already switched to new browser window. What is the proof? I can get the title. If you can see, human resources orange HRM. This is the title of this particular website. Human resources management software orange HRM. So in this way, you can confirm whether it is switching to new browser window or not. But here main intention is how we can a new browser window and switching to that new window. Another important thing which I can do. Up to now, we have seen opening a new browser window in another browser window. But right now the requirement is opening a new tab in the same browser window and switching to that new tab. How can you switch? As like here, instead of window, when you specify window here, it will open new browser window. But instead of window, if you specify tab here, it will open it in the new tab. How it will open? Let me execute this and comment this meanwhile. Print of driver dot title. If it is really opening a new tab, we can see it anyway in the UI actions. And I'm just printing the title. That's it. If you can see here, it is opening a website and it is clicking on the new tab button, nothing but plus button, and it has opened this particular website. So what the single difference is, instead of window, you need to specify tab. That's it. And if you see, title has been printed, the same title which we have seen when we opened the browser in a new window. Similarly, another important task which I can do is, as we seen before, suppose you take this particular website, or you can take this particular website. If you can see, login is one link. When I click on this register button with a bare right click on the mouse, only right click on the mouse, it will try to open this. But when I press on this register button along with control plus right click on the mouse, it will open in the new tab. Then how can I achieve this? Through automation. You can take this login button as well. It is opening in the new tab, because since it is an website which is automating by some software, so that is the reason why it is asking for to check whether you are a human or not. So you ignore this. Instead of this, in any website, if you find the same, you can achieve how I am achieving right now. So now my requirement is opens a link in the page in the new tab. How you can achieve that? You can take this opencard.com or orangehrm.com. Let me take this orangehrm.com. Or so what you can do, scroll down, you will be finding some links, privacy policy and so on. So you can see it here. So likewise, if you press control button along with right click on the mouse, then definitely you will open that particular link page in the new tab. As like we have used keyboard actions. In the keyboard actions, we have just used the keys which are there in the keyboard. In the similar way, I'm just pressing the control button and thereafter I'm clicking the right button on the mouse. So how you can achieve that? Yes, if you can see it here, let me try to take this. What I'm doing, I'm just opening this demo.nopcommerce.com and thereafter there is a link, register link in the demo.nopcommerce.com. And what I'm doing, I'm just opening it in the new tab. To open it in the new tab, what I'm doing, I'm just pressing control button and thereafter return. Just passing this. This is the syntax which you need to send to the send keys. Instead of clicking that link, you need to use that. It directly in the background, it will try to click that link and open that link page in the new tab. How you can achieve this? Comment, and these are the syntaxes which you need to be aware of. That's it. This demo.nopcommerce.com. Yes, it has not done because from selenium.webdriver.common.by import by. We need to import that. And thereafter, instead of this syntax, what you can do, by dot link text. You need to specify this. It will try to execute that. Still, there is an issue. What happened? Let me close this. If you see here, it has not executed before. Why? The reason is there is an element in this particular page. There may be chances if you did not maximize this particular browser window, it will not be able to find that particular element properly. So that is the reason every time when you open a URL, try to maximize that browser window. So that is what we need to do. So what I have done here, I'm just maximizing that browser window. Once it is opened, and thereafter I'm just clicking on the register button internally with the help of these keys, control, and when I say return, it is nothing but a enter command or enter button. Control button on the keyboard. When I say return, it is nothing but enter button on the keyboard. I'm just passing that combination to that send keys. Internally, what it will do on a link, it will try to perform click action and it will try to open it in the new tab. You can see it here. Run, handle, tabs and windows. And if you can see it here, it has opened this particular register link in the new tab. So in this way, you can try to open a new window, a new tab, and a link in the new tab. Screenshot. It is very important to capture a screenshot and to show it to developers. Yes, whenever executing test case, if it gets failed, we have to capture the screenshot and provide that screenshot to the developer. See, that screenshot acts as a proof whenever we raise a bug. So there may be a chance that they will not accept. So we have to have a proof. So for the proof, we will capture the screenshot. And in Java, we can capture full page screenshot, specific section of the page, screenshot of specific element. But in Python, only capturing full page screenshot is possible. We will see this with an example so that you can understand. Go to 31 folder, create a Python file of capture screenshot. So for every automation script, these are all the basic things which we need to initialize before writing an automation script. So importing OS. OS is nothing but operating system. In the current operating system, so wherever I am working, like in the Python practice. This is the folder which I have been working. We can get the current working directory with the help of OS. And from Selenium, we can import WebDriver, desired capabilities, initializing a driver variable, and opening this particular URL. And after that, I am just maximizing this. Now, my requirement is I have to take the screenshot. How I can take the screenshot? What are the method available in Python with Selenium? So, driver with the help of driver variable only, which we have initialized at the beginning, webdriver.chrome options, we will try to input, or we will try to use the methods. Driver dot, I can use save screenshot, save underscore screenshot. This is the method which I can use, save screenshot. And if you can see it here, I can specify file name, and the file name should always be .png extension. So for now, what I will do, I will try to mention as homepage.png, homepage.png. So where it saves this particular screenshot? It saves this particular screenshot in the current working directory. This is the current working directory, Python practice. So here only it will save that particular screenshot with .png extension with the name homepage.png. So let me execute this. If you can see it here, this is the URL which we have opened, and thereafter we have maximized this browser window. And if you can see it here, homepage.png. This is the current working directory in the Python projects. And in the date81 folder only, it has taken that screenshot and kept that screenshot here only. Homepage.png. And I don't want to save it here. I want to save it in this Python practice. So how I can do that? So what I can do, I can try to copy its path. So right click on this Python practice and copy path or reference, copy absolute path. So instead of this, what I can do, driver dot save screenshot, save underscore screenshot. This is the one which it is highlighting. And you can specify the path which you have copied right now. This is the path. And along with this path, I can specify the file name. Suppose homepage.png. This is the file name. And always with the slash, interpreter will not consider this as a path. So we have to give 2 forward slashes. But every time, if it is a large path, it is not possible to give like this or to edit the path like this. So instead of that, what I can do, I can just specify R here. So if I specify R here, it will consider that as a path, whole path. So in this Python practice, I want my screenshot to be saved with .png extension. How I can save that? This is in the date81 folder. In the current folder only, it will try to save where this particular script is present. This particular script is present in the date81 folder and capture screenshot.py. This is the script. This script is present in date81 folder. So when I use this save screenshot with only the file name, it has saved in date81 folder only. And I don't want to save it in the date81 folder. I want to save it in this particular directory, Python practice. So what I can do, I can specify the path of that particular folder. That's it. Let me comment this and let me execute it. If you can see it here, it has opened this particular browser and opened this particular URL. And if you can see it here, this is the directory in which I want to save my screenshot. Yes, it has saved this screenshot here. In this way, you can save the screenshot. Yes, I don't want to specify like this big path name. Instead of that, whenever the script is executing, it should dynamically get that current working directory. And in that current working directory, I want to save this particular screenshot with so and so name with .png as an that file name extension. How I can do that. So I need to capture that current working directory. So for getting that current working directory, you have OS library here. With the help of OS library, you can get that current working directory. In that current working directory, you can specify that file name along with .png extension. This is what we can. So how we can get the current working directory? So in the OS, I have get current working directory. So when I specify this, it will get the current working directory. This is the current working directory, day 31. All right. So what I'm doing, I'm just printing that. So we can see the path. Let me comment this and let me comment these as well, browser windows as well, so that just we will see the path so that we can do our operations. If you can see it here, day 31 is my current working directory. When I use OS in the OS library, I have get current working directory method. I have called that method. This method returns the directory which I am working. And I can use this current working directory and I can place my screenshot there. So if you see it here, instead of this current working directory, I can just specify the name so that wherever this script is present in that particular directory, it will try to save that particular screenshot with .png extension. Or otherwise, another way is what I can do, I can just specify os.get current working directory here, and thereafter what I can do, I can just specify or I can just append here that file name. So what it will do, in this current working directory with this screenshot name with a .png extension, you save this in this particular current working directory like this. I'm just guiding that script. Whenever you're taking screenshot in the current working directory, you just save that screenshot with .png extension with this name. I'm just guiding that script to do that same. And right now what I'm doing, I'm just deleting this because we have already taken this. So if you can see it here, to refactor, in this day 31, I am not having screenshot. So what I will do, I will just execute this particular script to try to capture the screenshot. Yes, this is the browser window and this is the current working directory. In the current working directory, I have just saved that screenshot. In this way, you can try to save the screenshot with .png extension. Yes, there are other ways. There are other ways. What are the other ways? So we can save that screenshot as in binary format as base64. If you can see it here, get screenshot as PNG. So what this method will do, it will get the screenshot of the current window as a binary data. So it will return, when I use this particular method returns the data of the screenshot in the form of binary. And if you can see it here, when I use this particular method, get screenshot as base64, this is what I am using here, it will return the screenshot of the current window as a base64 encoded string. So the string which you get in base64 will be encoded. And it is useful in embedding images in HTML. So if I want to embed any images in the HTML, definitely I can use this particular method, get screenshot as base64. So anyway, these methods returns. So if they are returning, what I can do, I can just use print here so that they will print the data in the console. I can use that data and I can copy that, I can specify it anywhere, whatever I require. Let me comment this as well. And if you can see it here, I'm just saving that screenshot of home page, and these are the data. Get screenshot as PNG. This is what we have seen here with PNG binary data. This is the data which is printed in the console. This is the binary data, and thereafter this binary data is encoded in the form of strings. This is what you are seeing here. So these methods only returns, they will not save. So I can use this particular encoded strings or base64 or binary data, and then I can use it anywhere. In this way, I can try to save the screenshot. Another important thing which we'll perform in our daily life is headless testing. See, up to now, all the actions in UI we have seen that are visible to us. It will open the browser window. It will try to log in by entering username and password. It will try to save the screenshot, and it will try to click on the link. It will try to perform click action on a button. It will try to input a text. All these UI actions are visible to us. But I want my script execution to be executed in such a way that it should take less time than what it takes whenever it is trying to show all the actions in UI. So headless testing is simply running our Selenium scripts using a headless browser. So headless browser means you will not see anything on the UI. In the back end, in the background, it will try to run all the actions as like in the UI, and all the actions you will not be able to see. It operates as your typical browser, but without a user interface. If there is a user interface, you will see all the actions like opening, closing, logging in, log out. You will see all the actions, navigating. But headless testing is without a user interface. You will not see anything on the UI. And once that script is completed, you will only see the results in the console. If there is any issue, the script will terminate there itself as like in a browser UI. So making it excellent for automated testing. So at the end of the day, what you will do, you will write your script and you will push your script to the GitHub. And by taking that code which is there in the GitHub, you will run that script in the pipelines. At the end of the day, this is the process you will do. And the script which you are running in the pipeline is nothing but headless testing only. You will not see anything on the UI. Rather, you will only see the things which are there in the console. We will see that, don't worry. But headless testing is the testing without a user interface. It will try to do all the actions in the backend only, which we'll be seeing in a while. It is very fast. We have to wait and cannot perform any another activity until the script execution is completed. Yes, very important point. See, whenever you are executing a script in the PyCharm, it will try to open this particular URL and maximize that browser window. Until unless the script execution is completed, you will not be able to do any work. It is somewhat difficult to us if we want to do any some parallel work. So to avoid that, we have headless testing, very important. We have to wait and cannot perform any another activity until the script execution is completed in the browser UI whenever we are executing that script. Until unless that script is completed, we will not be able to do anything. But this is not the case in headless testing. We can do some other tasks in parallel. How you can execute headless testing? We will try to see it in a while. Go to PyCharm and create a Python file of headless testing. And I have just created that as a functions to execute that in different browsers. See, all the things are common. From Selenium, you will import WebDriver and Chrome options, and all the things are common. And only one important point you need to understand is in the desired capabilities, you need to pass an argument. And in that argument, the parameter should be hyphen hyphen headless. When you specify this, all the actions in this particular script will be run in the background. You will not see anything on the UI. That we'll see in a while. What I'm doing it here, for each and every browser, I have created just a functions, and whenever I initialize a driver variable inside that particular function, it will return. So I can use that driver variable. With the help of the driver variable, I can open my URLs and maximizing browser windows, getting the titles, current URL, and close. So what it will do, suppose if I try to comment this, when I execute this, you will see all the actions. Let me close this again. Let me try to comment that close, run headless testing. If you can see it here, these are the actions which you will see. Because it is open in that another browser window, so I have just dragged it here. So these particular actions you will see. But in the headless browser, if you enable this -- headless parameter in the desired capabilities, you will not see anything on the UI. Instead, it is very fast and you will see the title printing and the current URL you will get in the console. Likewise, you can do whatever the actions you want. And let me run headless testing. Just I have uncommented this headless option. Just I'm only running it for Chrome. You can take that as an assignment for running that for Edge, running that for Firefox. Very important. I'm running this for headless testing. And if you can see it here, you will not see anything on the UI. Rather, it is running in the background and it is just printed whatever the things which we want. Very easy, very fast. And if it is a large script, suppose if it takes some 10 to 15 minutes of time, if it is opening that user interface, definitely will face some issue to do some parallel works. But this is not the case with headless testing. In this way, you can perform headless testing. Just one thing you need to specify is -- headless. Like add experimental option, you will have add argument method. You just need to pass -- headless here. That's it. Only one thing you want to do. Another important thing we'll be doing is handling cookies. How we can handle cookies? Before handling cookies, we need to know what is a cookie. A cookie is a small piece of data that is sent from a website and stored in a computer. Why it is sent from a website and stored it in a computer? Every time when you open any website, you will have the common things which you are doing every time. So those will be saved as in the form of cookie. So and when the next time when you visit that particular website, it will recognize that the user and the loaded stored information. So they are used to recognize that user when you visit for the next time the same website and load the stored information, whatever the navigations, whatever the things you searched for, these are loaded. And whenever a user browses a website, the information about the user, very important, and their favorites is stored as a cookie in the form of a cookie. So, and that cookie will have key value pairs. Always cookies are stored in the form of key value pairs. Very important question. When the same user visits the website again, the same website, the information which was stored would be used for identification. So the information here is stored in the form of a cookie and it is used for identification when the same user visits that same website. Every single cookie is having multiple attributes. So one dictionary object. So always we have seen that whenever we are discussing about data structures like dictionary have key value pairs. And it stores information about one single cookie. One single cookie, one dictionary object. One dictionary object, one single cookie. Yes. How I can capture all the cookies, print details of the cookies, adding a new cookie to the browser, delete specific cookie from the browser. delete all cookies, how I can do these all actions with the help of a script. But again, I'm repeating. It is a data about the user and their favorites. It is stored in the form of key value pairs. When the same user visits again the same website, then the data which is stored is used for identification. Every single cookie is having multiple attributes, very important. And we have one dictionary object used for one single cookie. This is what we need to know. Go to PyCharm, create a Python file of cookies. Cookies means not the biscuits here, it is different. And for every automation script, these are very basic. Selenium, importing WebDriver, desired capabilities as a add experimental option. And if you want to add options, dot add argument, if you want to execute this particular script in the form of headless mode, headless, you can specify this, but I don't want to use this right now. You can use as you want if you require. And first operation which we will be doing is after opening that particular website and maximizing that browser window. First operation is capturing cookies from the browser. So what are all the cookies from that particular browser is having? How to capture that? Yes, with the help of driver variable, driver dot get cookies. Get underscore, you need to specify underscore cookies. If you specify this particular method returns all the cookies. And what I can say, I can assign this to a variable cookies, and what I can do, I can just print length of those cookies. You need to be very careful whenever you are trying to use this. Yes, let me execute this. Yes, it has maximized the browser window. I'm just drawing this browser window from the other screen, actually. Don't confuse. And if you can see, there are total 3 cookies. And what are the cookies present in this particular browser? Yes, I have total 3 cookies. And how I can get the details of all cookies? Nothing but these 3 cookies. So what I can do, I can use for loop. For C in cookies, I can just specify print of C, and every cookie is associated with a key value pair. So what I can do, print of in the cookie, I can have name as a key, and for that particular name, I'm just having a value. For every key, you will be having a value. For the dictionary, I can get that value as well. So this is what we can print the details of cookies. First string and counting them, printing details of one. So for every cookie, you will have a key value pair. Key is nothing but the name, and every cookie will be having associated value for the key. Let me execute this, and you can see it here. After maximizing, see there are total 3 cookies, and you will be seeing the details of all the cookies. This is one cookie, second, and this is third cookie. Likewise, you can get the details of cookies, and if you can see, this is the each key is having a key and a value. This is the value demo.nwp commerce. This is the value for this demo domain key. Similarly, HTTP only, this is the key and this is the value. So what I have done, yes, you have 3 cookies. Just to print the cookie, and in that cookie, you will be having name key and value key. You just print that here. So this is the name key and this is the value key. And for every key, there will be associated value. And that what you are seeing here. NOP anti-forgery. That what name key value is. Similarly, value is the key and its value is this is the large string, and that what you are seeing here. So likewise, instead of this name, you can specify domain, you can specify same site, or anything. You can specify anything details which you want about the cookies, you can get that. Very important. Up to now we have only 3 cookies, but I want to add a new cookie to the browser. So there will be total 4 cookies. Adding a new cookie to the browser. If I add a new cookie, then definitely out of 3 plus 1, I will get 4 cookies. How I can add? So there is a method driver dot add cookie. For adding a cookie, whether it is a new cookie, you can use add cookie, and always a cookie is associated with a dictionary. Inside the dictionary, you need to specify name. Name, this is the key, and its value is, suppose you can specify my cookie. This is the value, and you can specify another key value, and for this value key, the value is, suppose you can just give some random value here. So you are just adding a new cookie, and always a cookie is associated with a key value pair, and this is the key, and this is also another key. This is the value for this key, this is the value for this key. And what I can do, I can just get the cookies, how many cookies are there, and I can just print that how many are present. Let me comment this for a while, and if you can see it here, I am just enabling this headless mode so that it will be executed somewhat faster and in a good way. You can see it here. Up to now we have seen 3, but I have added a new cookie. If you can see, after adding a new cookie, 3 plus 1, it is 4. Yes, I can get the cookies. After adding a cookie, I can get the details, and at the very beginning, what are all the cookies or how many cookies are present, I can get it from the browser. Similarly, up to now, we have seen getting the cookies, adding a new cookie, and printing a cookie one by one. How I can delete all the cookies? Very important. Like adding a new cookie, we have add cookie method. And for deleting all cookies, with the help of driver variable, I can use delete all cookies. If you want to delete a one cookie, you can use delete cookie, and you can just specify that name. And for deleting all cookies, you can use this particular method, delete all cookies. When you delete all cookies, definitely you will not have any cookies. You will have 0 cookies. And you can try to print how many cookies are there. Let me comment this and let me execute this script once again. You are just deleting all the cookies. Total you have 4 cookies, and you are just deleting all the cookies. So if I delete all the cookies, definitely there will be 0 cookies, 0 number of cookies. You can see it here. You will have 0 cookies after deleting all cookies. In this way, you can work with cookies, headless testing, capturing screenshot, handling tabs and windows.